Hello everyone, my name is Pixlriffs and welcome back to the Minecraft Survival Guide. I hope you guys are having a good day. Today's episode is going to be a spooky one, or at least I plan on making it a little bit more in the spirit of Halloween, which is coming up here in the UK, in the US, and in other places that celebrate it. Now, we don't tend to go too crazy for Halloween around my neighborhood. We get a few kids knocking on the door, we get a few people trick-or-treating, handing out candy, that kind of stuff. It's always fun, but in Minecraft, especially on servers that I've been a part of, it's also kind of fun to celebrate in-game a little bit, and it gives you an excuse to dress up your world and see the world in a slightly different light. And I feel like Founders Forge needs a little bit more love in this department. Specifically, like, I haven't really had that much time to spend on houses because I've been too busy making other videos and farms and that kind of stuff. And of course, we have our new population of pillagers moving in, and we have quite a lot of them at this point. There are maybe 18 of the guys, 17 or 18, just kind of hanging out over here waiting to be rehomed, redistributed into these houses around here. So I thought what I would do is do a little bit of a rehoming episode for the pillagers, the friendly pillagers. We're going to name tag a bunch of those, and then we're going to decorate Founders Forge with a little bit more spooky stuff. We're maybe going to build a couple more houses, and of course we want to make sure that we've got the Halloween spirit in full swing. We all need lots of pumpkins, which I've been growing in the automatic pumpkin farm we built a few episodes ago. We've got plenty of orange and black wool and that kind of stuff. We can make some lanterns. I think we can decorate this place a treat and hopefully get the town looking a little bit more like a town. And this, of course, means I have to get my Halloween costume on, so this year I'm going to go as a creeper. I think that's probably the scariest thing I can think of appearing in my world all of a sudden, so I guess I'll pop a mob head on and do that. Let's see what else we can put around. Of course, we got magma blocks and stuff like that. They feel very Halloween-y with the kind of orange and black thing they've got going on already. I don't want to spam obsidian around everywhere because that's going to be a lot of work to tidy up, but in the wool chest here, yep, plenty of black wool, some orange wool coming in as well, and we have the wool farm, which has actually recently run out of shears. So as you can see, the sheep are now currently, whoa, okay, bit of a lag spike there as I was flying in. The sheep are currently all completely woolly, and that is because the shears have now finally run out. After however long this has been going, we no longer have any shears left in this dispenser, so I should probably restock that at some point with some iron from the iron farm. But in terms of orange wool, we've got nearly a full chest here. We've got some black wool up there as well. We can probably mix in a little bit of grey if we want to, and I don't know, maybe we could name tag a few zombies and just have them patrolling the area. We'll see. But our pumpkin farm is a great way to start getting ourselves in the spirit of things, and I have been trading a bunch of these pumpkins off camera, but even so, we have ourselves a pretty nice set of pumpkins here, and I think we could probably come up with a quick farm design to help us shear these pumpkins nice and quickly. All right, let's see. This shouldn't be too complicated. We're going to be placing our pumpkins here. We'll have an observer facing this way, like so, detecting when we place the pumpkin down. We're going to have shears in one hand and pumpkins in the other hand, so we can place it and shear it very quickly. Then this is going to wrap around here. We'll take some redstone dust out of this, like so, a repeater facing that way, and then we'll take a piston facing downwards like so. If I can just get that. Yes, there we go, perfect. So now I should just be able to place a pumpkin, shear a pumpkin, and we can figure out the delay. There we go. Oh, and it's making a clock. Oh, that's a problem. Yeah. Let's take the easier option then of just powering the pumpkin from below, because I'm pretty sure that a pumpkin, yes, it will conduct redstone current, and that just allows us to place a piston there, and it'll immediately break the pumpkin. Now the question is, how much delay do we need before we can... Okay, yeah, no, that's going to need a little bit of delay. Let's move that to 3 ticks. Yes, there we go. Okay, and now we have a pumpkin carving farm, just like that. All right, maybe we can reduce that to 2 ticks. Let's see if that works. No, okay, that is just a little bit too fast. So 3-tick repeater, and just look at the top of that redstone torch, and we should be able to carve all of these pumpkins nice and quickly. A little bit of time and a whole lot of pumpkin seeds later, I have myself a bunch of stacks of carved pumpkins. Decided to just go with 4 stacks, half of which we can turn into jack-o'-lanterns, and the other half of which we can keep as complete pumpkins, and we can probably also bring some regular pumpkins around. I have a few more of them left over in this farm here as well, which is still going, by the way, and yeah, we should be able to get our decorations on. Now, I think we are probably going to do a little bit of building, because I want to have some houses that I can even decorate in the first place, and for that, I want to be able to move some pillagers around and move them into their new dwellings. So, I think I'm going to head over to Founders Forge, and for once in this series, I'm going to get some building done. So, of course, we can always do this in the form of a time-lapse. Hey folks, welcome back. I hope you enjoyed the time-lapse. Our work in Founders Forge is far from done, but we do have a couple more houses now. We've got this one here, which is the first one I built. It's kind of odd doing angled builds, and I'm still not quite happy with this. I still need to do a little bit more detail work around the outside, but at least we've got a nice little floor in here, and I guess we could go up to the next floor using scaffolding, but I'm trying to avoid putting in like some really detailed second floors to these builds, because for a start, I'm not going to use them all that much, and secondly, I don't think we're even going to get the pillagers up here either. They don't really climb ladders. I have a feeling they might climb scaffolding a little bit if they just got stuck in this corner of the room and tried to pathfind upwards, but that's really not going to be super necessary, and I kind of want to be able to wander in or wander past these builds and see the pillagers just kind of wandering around inside as though they are going about their day. So I'm not going to worry too much about the interiors of these things for right now, at least. And in here, this is actually a house I'm really, really happy with. I like the style. It's kind of different to the other houses around here, but in here we've got a similar kind of thing. We've got this sort of winding layout, and there's lots of different chambers of this house that we could go into. We've got this little sun lounge area around the back where it's got all of these nice open windows, a solarium of sorts, and each floor kind of has its own shape to it, which is kind of nice. We've got a few different doorways that you can travel through over here that take you out to a couple of other areas, but those are kind of low, kind of nice little storage rooms like that. Nice little roofed areas that we can just tuck stuff away in if we want to. We are going to start moving some of the pillagers into their houses. I put doors on some of these houses as well, so there's a couple of smaller dwellings in here that we can always use for the pillagers as well. And I kind of feel like we need to get this place in the Halloween vibe right about now, which is why I have this shulker box here. This one has a bunch of Halloween-y supplies. We've got dark oak and acacia, fences and fence gates. We've got lanterns. We've got jack-o'-lanterns and carved pumpkins. We've got tons of black and orange wool, a little bit of grey as well. And in my inventory, I have some orange banners, and I'm going to do something pretty special with those in just a minute here. I've also got some iron bars because if we're hanging stuff up by the fences and so forth, I feel like iron bars might also work pretty well. But what I plan to do with these is kind of string them loosely between the corners of buildings and the roofs of buildings so that we have this kind of pattern of like banners and stuff hanging down from between the houses, suspended as though they're on like washing lines or, you know, fish wire or something like that, kind of drooping down, giving the impression that this place is being decorated with flags and bunting and pennants and that kind of stuff. And right now the sun is going down and I kind of want to keep a Halloween-y atmosphere, so I'm actually going to do game rule, do daylight cycle false, and we are going to freeze the daylight cycle here at a time of day when I'm pretty sure hostile mobs aren't going to be able to spawn. But right now we can do our work. And yes, this is cheating a little bit, I will admit, but I kind of want to have a slightly glowy Halloween-y atmosphere to this episode and the next couple of episodes. So forgive me this. I'm not going to do any mob farming. I'm not going to do anything that's going to exploit the day-night cycle. If anything, what's the time right now? If I do a time query, daytime. What is the daytime right now? 12:0616. Okay, I can probably move that on. If I add maybe like 384 to that, that right there, I think, is on the very edge of when hostile mobs would start to spawn, but I don't think they will right now, and if I see them, I might have to move the time on a little bit more, but I don't see any of them spawning, so I think this is around the darkest we'll have it go before we end up getting some hostile mobs spawning. So I'm not going to mess with it too much. Speaking of hostile mobs, these guys need to be rode into the houses. But yeah, I'm not going to mess with the time too much, but I like this twilight atmosphere, and I kind of want to use that in the next couple of videos if we're going to be doing some Halloween sort of related stuff. So yeah, like I said, I'm not planning on really doing it as a cheat. I'm not going to exploit this in any way. I just want it to feel atmospheric, and that's kind of the only way I can do this right now. Let's use the scaffolding to get up a little bit higher, and let's see if we can string a few acacia fences from here over to maybe this corner here. If I can, yeah, okay, great, that looks perfect. So let's bring this down slightly. Let's have a kind of zigzag over here, and I feel like it needs to droop a little bit more for it to look a little more realistic. So let's bring this down a little bit and connect the two of them like so. Okay, yeah, I think that works. I think that works as a little string. Let's kind of get some lanterns under here as well. Yeah, okay, feeling the Halloween atmosphere a little bit here, and maybe alternating on these between the lanterns. We can have the Halloween colors, that black and orange wool. Yes. Oh, this is going to look really nice. I think maybe not there though. Oh yeah, no, I like that a lot. I like that a great deal. Okay, let's string up a few more of these. We'll obviously leave this house out of the whole decorating thing for now because, yeah, we're not going to be able to do anything much with this house, but let's get one going from over here on this side, maybe. Yep, okay, we'll string that up to here. And I don't use acacia wood all that much, but today I am absolutely feeling it. And I think it really, really goes well with the rest of the Halloween decorations we have planned. Let's pop a jack-o'-lantern in the middle of there. Perfect. Okay, a little bit of black wool dangling here and there. I'm being a little bit picky about where I place some of this, just because I don't want to have the blocks sitting really obviously side by side around here. But yeah, we'll have a lantern up there. Yes, already I'm feeling this pretty... Again, this is the stuff I want to avoid. I want to avoid having the fences and iron bars kind of connecting to stuff in a really obvious way. These are meant to be like dangling down from there. In fact, now I've got all of this stuff arranged around the outside here, part of me wants to say we're going to take this house out. Much as I don't want to remove a little residence from this place, I kind of want to remove this and have maybe a little kind of park area or something that like has a square or a fountain or something in this area, because these feel like the kind of doors that you could go door to door trick-or-treating at, and that totally makes sense for the kind of vibe I want to set for this little Halloween festival that we're throwing in Founders Forge. So yeah, you know what? I like that a lot better now that it's open. We've got the path going around the outside, so it does feel like we could have some sort of little fountain in the middle there, but that also resolves the problem I was going to have of dragging the pillager through here in a boat. So I think maybe we could have like maybe a little well or something in the middle here, a wishing well of some kind would be super nice. And that does open up access to this house, and it means you can see the front of this house. I thought that house was going to be super concealed once we built whatever house was here, so yeah, I'm a little bit happier about that. I like that. That really gives this town a little bit more of a cozy vibe to this area, and the Enderman is not really helping that. Again, I don't think hostile mobs are going to be spawning on the surface right now, especially not with us spamming all of these light sources around, but I do think a couple of them are spawning in caves underground, and that's probably what's caused that Enderman to pop up. All right, let me string up some more of these. I already love this so much. I'm really, really happy with this. It's just a few fences and a little bit of black and orange wool, but already I'm feeling the festive spirit. And yeah, I think having it be dusk time right now is definitely adding to the mood. I like it a lot. Okay, so I'm going to start moving some of the pillagers into some of these houses. Obviously, right now they need a little bit of rowing around, but I think we should be able to create a nice path to a couple of these houses for them that's not really going to mean they have too much struggle getting around, and otherwise we can probably just bring them over in minecarts or something like that. If we need to run some rails over this place, then we can. Let's start with you, my friend. Okay, let's row you over here a little bit, and we are going to have to do a little bit of shenanigans with the boats to get them up these first few steps, which might involve me ducking into here, getting my redstone box out, and let's see, let's grab a piston, let's grab a lever. You know what we're doing here, folks. That's right, it's a piston, boat, elevator, and row him over onto the next block, and we'll keep doing this until we have him up in the right place. And one thing I hadn't really counted on for it being perpetually night is that I now can't sleep to get rid of the rain. So I feel kind of bad about that, but hey, I guess we'll deal with it. Now let's get this guy into this house here, I think, because I can't really row him any further than this without, you know, disturbing some of the ground around here. I'm going to rope him off a little bit with some black wool to make sure he goes where we want him to go. We'll duck under here and we'll chop him out of the boat like so, and he should be up, and hopefully we can move him into this cozy little house. And then we will have a pillager inside a house in Founders Forge. This right here is going to be your new home, my friend. Enjoy it. Look at him. Look at him exploring his house. This is super cool, and I wonder if he's going to pathfind up the scaffolding. Okay, it looks like he is just in the scaffolding, but not moving around too much in it. Okay, it looks like, yeah, he's adapting to home life well. This is good news. And I think the rain might actually be causing a few hostile mobs to spawn outside because of a slight decrease in light level you get while it's raining. I don't think it's a thunderstorm or anything. I think it is just like it's raining and dusk, which adds up to enough of a decrease in light level that we are getting a few hostile mob spawns. But hopefully we'll be able to wait out the rain, we'll wait out the creepers and the spiders, and I'll get a few more of these guys moved over. In fact, in the meantime, it might actually be an ideal time to show you guys the creepy banner design I had in mind. As long as I have enough orange dye somewhere. Oh, I have loads. Fantastic. Okay, so we are going to start. In fact, we're going to start with a black banner, although I'm pretty sure there is a variant of this you can make with orange as well. And I will need a couple of sticks so that I can make black banners. There we go. Perfect. Let's grab a black banner from here, and let's go over to the loom with all of this orange dye. Oh, and some red. We will need a little bit of red. Yep, got plenty of that in stock too. Fantastic. Now, load your black banner into the loom and add some red dye in a gradient pattern, either upwards or downwards. I'm going to start with downwards, but it doesn't really matter all that much. A base gradient like so. We'll take that out, and I guess we will copy this onto the other black banners, so let's not worry about that for now. Let's pop the orange dye in and apply the following patterns. You want the downwards facing triangle like this, an inverted chevron like so. Put that back in the table. You want to add one of these base indented like that, and already you can see how this is looking a little bit like a pumpkin mouth, can't you? But the best is yet to come. You want the oxeye daisy pattern, which apparently is not a pattern you just get in the loom. So let's grab an oxeye daisy and let's make a pattern real fast. Yeah, it occurs to me that I have not done this yet, actually, so that's probably worth having. A bit of paper and an oxeye daisy makes you the flower charge pattern. Let's pop that in there with our orange and our dye. Yes, there we go. Fantastic. An orange flower charge can go in. Then we add a stripe directly across the middle, and we add a dot in the center, an orange fest and an orange roundel, and together they make what looks like, to me at least, not a firework, but instead a pretty spooky jack-o'-lantern banner. I kind of wish I could put an orange border around the outside, and there are probably other pumpkin banner designs that you could put up, but if we put orange banners either side of that, you kind of get the general idea, right? And just like that, we have a couple of spooky banners that we can add to the houses around the outside of Founder's Forge here. Now, let's see where we can hang one of those up. Maybe on the wall there. Maybe it just needs a little bit of those atmospheric spooky banners. Yes, there we go. Okay, one there. And maybe we'll add one on our new friend's home here as well. Let's put one there. Okay, opposite the jack-o'-lantern outside his door. I think those look pretty great, actually. I really like that. And one in the center there as well. Definitely getting in the Halloween spirit with this place. Now, if only it would stop raining. In fact, it kind of looks equally creepy. It looks almost like it's lit from within. If you do it with an orange banner, start out with that red gradient, and then follow exactly the same pattern. So I think we could put a few more of these up as well. Let's put one of those on the outside of the house here. Yeah, all right. I like that. I like that. And maybe one on the opposite side of the street, like so. Beautiful. Okay, we are definitely getting in the Halloween spirit this time. These are not the kind of trick-or-treaters I want, though. These guys can not get candy this year. Those guys are getting the worst candy. They're getting the candy corn this year. No golden carrots for you. No cookies for you. I think I might have to take shelter until the rain stops. Finally, a little bit of peace and quiet, a little bit of break from the rain, and I can actually take in what we've done to this little kind of town square, I guess, is what we have now. And yeah, I really like this. I think this is great, and we're going to apply a little bit more of this to Founder's Forge in the next few days. I am going to call it there, though, for this episode, but hopefully this has given you a little bit of inspiration for how you can tastefully, or perhaps not so tastefully, decorate your own builds for the season. And, of course, we could probably do this for other holidays and stuff as well, but I felt like this was a good opportunity to do that and to start moving the pillagers in. So that is going to be it for this episode of the Minecraft Survival Guide. Thank you so much for watching. My name has been Pixlriffs. Don't forget to leave a like on this episode if you enjoyed it, subscribe if you want to see more, and I'll see you guys soon. Take care. Bye for now.